So next topic, we must stand up first and make our brain say, okay, next topic. Okay, what's the next topic?
Driving ethics.
Driving ethics. Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Mr. YS is a great.
I think in episode 3, when YS appeared in our talk show, you talk a lot about driving habits and all that. So let's go deeper and let's go to basic, okay? Road users nowadays, drivers nowadays, they are getting ridiculous, the way they drive and all that. So let's go back into the basics where you need to learn how to drive, especially on highway. Today's topic is highway. Top 5 things, 5 habits or ethics that you need to learn again. The first one, fast lane is only for overtaking. Whereas
hogging the fast lane is something that causes grief and frustration to
Every
a
day.
lot of people
Every
day. And I'm one of those unfortunate victims. So to me, it's okay to drive fast in the fast lane. But if you find a car that is faster than you, you should move over. I had one example where I landed in Kuching Airport many years ago. Then one of my staff took me in her car to the office, and she was hugging the right-hand lane on a double-lane highway from the airport. I said, "Why are you driving on the right-hand lane?" She said, "YS, the speed limit is 80. I'm going at 80, so I'm entitled."
that's wrong. A lot of people do that. It's like, okay, I'm saving you from getting summoned. Follow me. This is the speed limit.
Or some people say, "Oh, this is just to irritate you," you know.
Yeah.
So how do you know you're driving in the fast lane? The first thing which I've written about is, if people are overtaking you on the left all the time, it means you're going too slow.
Yes.
My particular bad habit is, I will overtake them on the left because I'm forced to. Actually, it's illegal, I remember. Then I pull back into the right. I don't brake to irritate them, but it's just to tell them, hey, I had to make a detour around you, so you should be
Faham sikit lah.
you should be on the left, not on the right.
Do they normally take the hint when you look in the radio?
Yes, I do.
They take.
But of course, there are those that are totally blur because they live in their own world all by themselves. You know, nobody else exists except them.
Yeah, it's
I
sad.
can't imagine a 500-kilometer 2-lane or 3-lane highway and we are all crawling along at 40 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
Just remember, at the head of every long line, there is at least 1 or 2 idiots who are going slow.
Yes.
And they're on the right-hand lane. Actually, for all these festive seasons and all that, I hate to drive because all those once-a-year drivers who take leave, you know, borrow the uncle's car or borrow from GC Mah because he's got 5 cars.
No, I don't.
And then they drive, you know, at high speed or slow speed or whatever. Those who are nervous, then they'll stick to the right-hand lane and they have no clue what's happening.
Yes. That's when they all
And
come out
that's
and
how
gather
you
in
get all the
highway.
accidents. And finally, you have accidents and people die, people get hurt, you know. So basically, I think people should take driving seriously lah.
Fast lane is only for overtaking, which means when you need to overtake a slower car right in front of you, you go out to the fast lane. Once you're done, you get back in.
Yeah.
Now, middle lane is also the same thing.
Okay, if you go to the internet now and you just key in Google, middle lane hogging is now a new subject.
Oh,
because
man.
nowadays there are multi-lane.
As if fast lane
Highways.
hoggers not in not
So
bad
the
lah.
middle lane hoggers are becoming a big problem. So like going down to Sramban, there's at least 3 lanes, sometimes 4 lanes, right? Then you find the strange thing is the left lane is practically empty. There are many times when I say, hey, we should change the law and say the left lane is the overtaking law, and then everything is solved. But the problem with our population is half of them are educated, so they know about going on the slow lane. And for trucks, they go on the slow lane. Of course, there are those rook trucks who actually
even on the fast lane.
hog the fast lane.
Something.
But then you see on the slow lane, nobody goes on the left lane if there are 3 lanes, except for those conscientious slow drivers.
But it's probably ego as well. It's like, I don't want to get into the loser lane. No, I want to be on the middle lane at least.
No, but to be honest, some of the issues on not the highways, but on the secondary highways is that the left lane is got potholes and it's got. You know,
No, we're talking about highway now.
yeah.
Let's
So
talk about highway
on
now.
highway, the left lane is very neglected. But I don't want to be on the left lane because I'm driving a bit fast.
Yes.
Okay? And then I will be having to avoid all those few slow cars that are on the left lane.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get so frustrated, I'll just go to the left and then on a one-man crusade to tell people, hey, move over, I'm behind you. I flash them, I go politely behind them. When I'm in a hurry, I'll just move to the left, I overtake them, cut back. I just don't bother anymore. No? And I know it's wrong, but then if this continues, everybody will start doing that. And then there will be those people who will complain, oh, these fellas are squeezing in and out of lanes. Why? Because they are the ones that are blocking.
Correct. How do we go about with this fast lane driving?
By right, you can drive on the fast lane, of course, but you should do it when you're overtaking. Yeah. And if you're going very, very fast, you can stay on the fast lane. But you must always have your eyes on the wing mirror, on your rear view mirror. A good driver looks at the rear view mirror once every 7 seconds on the average. Try not to wait until the car comes right up to your backside before you move over.
Because there's always somebody who's faster than you.
Yeah. You know, and also if you're changing lanes, don't take forever. You know, just do it smartly. Signal, do it smartly, get out of the way. Yeah. So we're not trying to stop people from driving on the fast lane, but you must drive with discipline. And then always remember that middle lane hogging is another issue. Yeah. If there are 3 lanes and if you are going slow, keep to the left lane. Yeah. Of course, in places where the road condition is bad and there are motorcycles and all, then of course it's understandable. But on the highway, this should be the case.
So that's for the first ethic that we're talking about. The second one is the furthest left lane, not the slow lane. It's the emergency lane.
That's not a driving lane.
There's not even a driving lane, correct? So people have been using emergency lane to cut queues because of traffic jam and all that. Some even cut in to overtake from the inside and all that. And recently, our very own Road Transport Department JPJ Deputy Director General was fined 600 ringgit for using the emergency lane.
Serves him right.
600 ringgit only.
600 ringgit, and he was captured on video by a private motorist.
Oh.
Okay, who submitted it.
So no escape lah.
No, it means that if you are doing this as a voluntary basis, having a dashboard cam or as a passenger, taking pictures of people jumping queue on the emergency, it means that the JPJ is really taking action lah. To me, I find it heartening lah, because I don't know if I do this, is anybody taking any action or not?
Oh, I got many videos because I have a dash cam.
They actually encourage you to do that. There was this one
No,
time
they
they
always
want
ask
you
you
to
to
submit.
do it.
Submit
but are they doing any? Are they taking any action on our voluntary efforts?
What's the channel? What's the channel?
where do we send to?
Where do we send to? Yeah, please send us your video.
No,
But send
they
to
have-
who?
Do we tweet to PDRM? No.
No, they have a WhatsApp number. They have a WhatsApp number. You can send by WhatsApp.
Oh, really? What's the WhatsApp number? Do you?
Yeah, but if you send
We'll
a
find out.
video through WhatsApp, it will be totally
Blurred out.
because the resolution is so low.
Yeah, and compressed.
Oh,
I suppose.
Dear sir, thank you for sending us a video, but unfortunately we cannot take any action because we cannot see the registration number. Thank you very much.
But really, what they have done, I think, is very
I think we need something more than
interesting
that,
lah.
right?
They have a number 011
011
5111
5111
5252.
5252.
There is a JPJ line for people to complain on road users, and it's a WhatsApp. It is a WhatsApp number. Yeah, so you can try that.
That's very interesting.
And then
As
you
far as
also
I know, you're the only person who knows it.
yeah.
Now we'll tell you.
Anyway, they also have a email, adwan@jpj.gov.my. adwan@jpj.gov.my. You can see so many cases of families. They have a puncture lah. Obviously, they are puncture or overheating. It's always these two, puncture or overheating.
And they are on the
park
emergency
on the
lane.
emergency, and they are not one or two guys. It's a family, all around the car. And if some idiot is coming along the emergency lane, they will die. And this happens every year. Even the Propel staff, the maintenance staff for Plus, every year a few members of their staff die when they are trying to tow the car or push the car.
Because some idiot will cut into the left,
Yeah.
you know,
And ram into the
and
back.
then they ram into the back.
So what they try now is to park the propel van about 100 or 200 feet away behind the
cones.
car. So at least there's something to
Yeah,
knock before they hit them.
that is a deterrent.
So many things we have to educate motorists. When they are stuck, try to roll to the emergency phone, make the call and just get out. Go
Stand
behind the
away
arm
from
pole,
the car.
go to the shade.
Who's supposed to use emergency lanes? Why are there emergency lanes?
Actually, no one is supposed to use emergency lane except rescue service and police one.
And ambulance.
Rescue service means ambulance, bomba.
If you have cherry beret and you really need to go to look for a toilet, how?
If you really cherry want to go for look, also park an emergency lane and run in the jungle and do your stuff lah and come out lah.
You must have an emergency lah.
Yes, cherry beret lah, laosai lah.
No, rushing to get to the airport is not an emergency.
That's not emergency.
Okay, yes. But laosai can, cannot.
Of course can. What if I'm Lausan man, I want to do it. I want to do it, man. I don't want to shit in my pants. What?
You park at the emergency lane.
I will try to park as
You
far away as
better
possible.
you better have a newspaper.
Then I will run into the jungle. I will already plan. Hey, I'm going to have a best stomach. I better plan where am I going to park and where am I going to run into. You know.
So if you had one
Then I will
piece,
faster come out quickly and carry on lah.
so if you had only one piece of newspaper, would you cover your bum or you cover your face?
No, I tell you what. In our Malaysian highway, we have some of the best highways in the world. Of course, with a bit of qualifiers. And every 25 kilometers, there is a rest stop or a fuel stop.
Yeah, so
Every
you should
25 minutes.
so you should get to the
You can plan your stomach within 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, so you should get to the rest stop and do your
Yeah,
emergency
try to
stop
do
lah.
it.
If you really have to stop emergency lane, switch on the hazard lights, get down, go do your stuff.
That's another issue. People think the hazard lights are so bright that everybody in the world can see. You know, actually you cannot see one the hazard light.
Is it?
Actually, when
Better
you're
than
going
nothing
at
lah.
when you're going at a highway speed 110, the hazard light you see very too slow to you for you to react. Some people think the hazard light makes them so visible. It's not true. They have a false sense of invincibility because of the hazard lights.
Which brings us to the third driving ethics, which is
Misuse.
Misuse of hazard
Abuse
lights.
of
Yes.
hazard light.
People switch on hazard lights when there's like heavy rain because they are afraid that people can't see their car.
Yeah, so there's a wrong use of hazard. Hazard light is supposed to be used when you're stationary and you are a hazard to traffic. But you must remember, we have got at least 300,000 new drivers every year. We have 600,000 new cars, of which 300,000 are new drivers.
That's scary.
We are, most of us, first or second generation drivers. Most of the new drivers are first generation drivers. Never drove car in their
So
life.
is that an excuse?
That is, you must try to understand why people are using hazard light, because like,
Because the fathers did it, so they do it.
no, the fathers didn't have hazard light.
What?
No.
And now they have hazard light, so they think it's a very important toy for them.
Toy?
Yes. So they use it when it's a bad visibility and they have to drive slow, so they put it on. They think they are doing a service to others. They think they are protecting themselves. But
But
actually,
the-
they are not lah.
The actual one is, it is supposed to signify you are
Stationary.
Stationary hazard.
or even if you're going, say, at 5-10 kilometers per hour, you should have it on because you are a hazard. You know, because you have more or less broken down, you're finding a
yes.
safe place to stop. So temporarily, you can switch it on. But in the instance of rain, if you're switching it on to let people know you are there, that's wrong. Because when you have these blinking lights, it means you are in trouble, you are stationary. Okay?
Or
So-
limping home. Or
So what
limping.
happens to these people who have the blinkers on all the time is then you give other people a sense of, they will think that, oh, it's just another car who's having his blinkers on. And then you just continue as usual. Then one day,
Yes.
you will continue as usual and there's this car that's blinking and it is stationary.
Yeah.
And in fog and in rain, visibility or at night, you know, it's very difficult to judge distances and you end up hitting. So I heard of one case in the Karak tunnel where there was a car that actually broke down and it couldn't move and the hazard lights were on in the tunnel. And another car came not knowing that it was a stationary car because this person, for whatever reason, thinks that it's a moving car, rammed into the back and killed somebody.
Aiyo.
This happened a few years ago lah. But I don't have the documentary proof, but I was told that this was what actually happened. And I have cited this many times in my safety briefings to people about these hazard lights. So when I do treasure hunts and we do road safety questions, hazard light is a favorite question of mine. So what we want to do today is actually tell people, please do not turn on your hazard lights when it's raining heavily. There are other ways to warn people, like switch on your headlights, and not your hazard lights. Hazard lights are strictly meant for when you're in trouble, not to tell people where you are.
What about convoys?
I've seen police convoys do that.
Yes.
The worst thing is police convoys on the right-hand lane at 80 kilometers per hour on a highway. So that is a no-no. I put up some videos and I've taken some photos about things like that. So police convoys or even normal convoys, you should not have your hazard lights on.
So our fourth driving ethic, which is the issue of fog lights. Fog lights is the proper way of using. You use fog lights when it's really heavy rain or misty and
foggy.
all that. Fogging,
Foggy.
Yeah, foggy. We also did a video before using the Toyota Vios, because Toyota Vios is famous for leaving their drivers, they leave their fog lights on all the time. When you go on the highway at night, right, the really bright fog lights at the back, the rear ones, are usually Toyota Vios.
Some of it is because of the car maker. They have your headlight switch, then they have a little switch there that says fog lights. Okay, and the fog lights are usually for the front, you have your headlights, then in the bumper they have this nice little fog lights. So when you turn it on, it lights up a little bit more. Okay, so if the headlights themselves are not that good, these fog lights actually help front vision.
It lights up the ground.
Of course, most people don't go to the back and look at their own car at night. And they don't know that the fog lights are actually for use in fog where it is really, really bright. And if you happen to be the poor fellow following at the back, you find the thing glaring in your eyes.
It happens a lot.
So therefore, one of the things car makers can do is have front fog lights and rear fog lights. Front fog lights are okay because they help you see.
Correct. But usually they have different buttons.
No, they don't.
No?
Usually one. And
and they come together, like you see on the
just
front,
one.
the rear one.
They're called fog lights. It's for use in fog. Because the front ones help the vision, then people turn it on. And then, of course, it looks nice to have four lights, doesn't it? So this is the main cause, I believe. So now what we want to do is to let people know that the fog lights should be used for fog. So
or heavy rain.
Or heavy rain, anything where visibility is bad.
Yes.
But when normal nighttime driving, you shouldn't have it on. So perhaps one of the things people should do is get better headlights. There are certain makes of cars. I mean, we drive at night. Sometimes I see people with highlights on all the time. I don't blame them. You know why? I've come to understand that the base light on their car are horrible. Without highlight, they cannot see.
Sounds like my Renault Aspas.
I won't name the brand, but the days of H4 are over. There used to be a time when I was young, H4 was the way to go.
Under what H4?
Then now, of course, they have HID, they have xenon, they have everything, So the H4 is actually the lowest, already.
Actually, you don't be surprised. A lot of people don't even know that what's fog light. They don't even know.
Yeah, they don't know, and that is one of the main reasons.
They won't know as well.
They don't know.
They will actually think that it's actually a reflector, but it's actually a very bright rear fog light. Driving fast, a lot of people say it's dangerous, but driving slow is as dangerous.
I'll be the first to agree with that.
Yeah. So even some countries actually summon you if you are going below below certain speed. But in Malaysia, no.
In terms of driving slow on the fast lane, we already know that you are a moving chicane, okay? And you are a danger not only to others, but to yourself as well. So those people who think that by driving slow they are being safe, that itself is a misnomer. You have to actually follow the flow, like go with the flow thing. So you don't want to be a stone rolling in a stream, being pushed by the water. The water is going around.
That is what the police call appropriate speed. Appropriate speed means you go with the flow.
Go with the flow. So technically, not that I say it's going to happen. If everybody is going 150, you should be going 150. You got no business going at 50 when everybody is going 110, in other words. You think you're being safe, everybody's having to drive around you.
Yeah.
And what more if you're a right lane hogger,
Oh.
everybody gets very angry with you. There are stronger words. If you're a middle lane hogger, people will be overtaking you on the left and on the right.
Yeah.
So if you're on the left lane, even those guys who are going at 80 will be very angry because you are going at 50. What the hell are you going at 50? No, I've seen cases where this is like middle lane or left lane. There's this little K car going at 70 or 80, and then there's this bus going behind and really close.
Tailgating.
Tailgating. The busman is probably very
Angry.
very pissed off with that car driving very slowly, and he's trying to tell him to go faster.
And the car in front buat tak tahu lah.
And the car in front is just blur like that. It happens.
Nah.
So that is a classic example of where driving too slow can be dangerous.
Go on a proper speed lah, Go on a proper speed so that everyone is safe. You don't become an obstacle on the highway. So basically, those are the 5 very important driving ethics that you guys need to relearn, the basics, so that you make the road a better and safer place for everyone. Please listen to YS, listen to Uncle YS and Uncle Yamin.